In Wake Up Money, the deadline less than a month away to file those federal income taxes, and this process can be daunting for some of us, especially the small business owners out there. Alan Sanderson of Sandersen-Knox and Company joins us this morning. And Alan, we appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk a little bit about some small business, maybe tax exemptions, some credits that folks can get that they may not be aware of.
For this particular year, it's important. The first business deadline's gone by, but there are a lot of things you can do that people don't take advantage of. Right now, we still got the big Section 179 deductions where you can write off $500,000 worth of stuff. The whole concept is to get the economy going and get people to invest in manufacturing and infrastructure, and buildings and equipment, right? Well, you got the big deductions for that, $500,000. You got the R&D credits, which are still out there, which a lot of people miss. Which are
research and development. And give me an example of that before we move on.
If you have a process and you improve your process, if you go into a new line of business, if you have something that you've done better, a better mousetrap. Let's say you came up with a better mousetrap or a better widget. So now I'm going to go out and build a new plant. $2 million for the building, maybe $1 million for all the equipment in the building. Well, you take $500,000 worth of instant deduction for the equipment, and then for the $2.5 million, you get a 6 to 8% R&D credit for the entire thing, even though it's capitalized and not expense. So you're putting a couple $100,000 in your pocket. Well, in this case, $120,000 or so in your pocket. That is tax-free money.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of money back.
Huge, and that buys a lot of equipment. And once you buy that equipment, it goes to the economy, that gets taxed.
Sure.
And the federal government gets. So that's the whole concept of the thing. That's some of the areas that are biggest things that people miss. All the R&D credits, things like the production credits or the production exemptions, and some of the new credits for hiring folks that have been out of work, veterans and things of this nature.
What are those credits? Can you touch a little bit on that last one that you mentioned for hiring people that are unemployed?
If you have folks that have been out of work for like 60 days, whatever the case may be, you can actually get some credits and some benefits for hiring those people and bringing them on. Now, there's a little bit of paperwork, and that's what makes it a little bit tougher for the small business. The big boys are going to do fine, but the little ones can get some benefit out of that, and again, that's found money. So that's a big deal.
What about with health care? Are there any health care credits that small businesses can take advantage of?
Well, there are some of these things out there, but those are small potatoes compared to the other things that are out there. So my thought process is if you'll stay on the on some of the bigger things like the Section 179, the R&D, the production exemptions, and getting some of the credits for employment situations, you're going to be much better off as a small business in this tax year. And remember, those numbers go down for next year. So this is the year to do the
to really cash in on it. Okay, what else? Are there other things that you can take advantage of that maybe we're missing here? What advice do you have?
For small businesses?
Yeah.
The big ones, again, are watching out for some of the credits that are out there that are fleeting, capturing some of the, there's actually some credits you can have for hiring veterans, for hiring disabled folks and things of this nature. So if you watch those things carefully, you can pick up some found money that you would just left on the table otherwise.
And there's still time, you still have time even though, you know, we're...
Yeah, S corporations.
Less than a month away.
Well, the regular corporate people have already filed, but the S corporations will be filing on their personal taxes in April and then all the way up into October.
Okay.
So there's some opportunities to go back and look into the prior year and to capture those items and to then flow them out to your personal tax return.
Perfect. Alan, we appreciate it. Alan Sanderson, he's the man. Let's send it over to Mike and Chris.